Hey everybody, we're trying again. Had some technical difficulties, sorry if it happens again, we'll just keep trying. But we are here at the Office of Multicultural Affairs here on campus. We're on the third floor of Aventura, and out to my left you'll see El Prado, and we have Toscano, the Chartwell's restaurant here on campus. And you'll see some other gardens and different things, just so you can kind of get an idea of where we are. To my right, on the other side of this building, we have Destino and Esperanza, and then football stadium, baseball stadium, all of those areas. So we're kind of in about the middle area of campus, and it's a beautiful Florida winter day. Just gorgeous, blue skies, everything. But we're going to go in now and talk to Ray Allen, a good friend of mine. So Ray, if you could tell us a little bit about your history here at Southeastern, and then we'll get into talking about this amazing department that we have on campus.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having us
Thank
today.
you, Joe, for coming. And welcome to everyone out on Facebook land. Coming to Southeastern. So 2000 is kind of where the journey began.
It's happening again? We're good? Okay, we're going to keep trying.
In 2000, I showed up at Lakeland and decided that this was going to be home.
Okay.
So, I've worked everything from housekeeping and cleaning offices to working with maintenance and to becoming an RD. The 3 or 4 years as an RA, shout out to Matt Hewitt, who was my RD for an extensive period of time. And then, it just became Residence Life. I did that for about 6 years.
Okay.
I became the director of Res Life Housing, then Conduct, and then did Conduct for about a 10-year stint, and now here we are. Multicultural Affairs.
Right. So you really have a really good understanding from a student perspective, as you know, being a student, and then just how to incorporate students into Southeastern, into life around campus. You can do it all.
I hope so. I hope I've learned something on this time. But
so where you are now, can you tell us the brief history of this department, what its purpose is, what you're doing, all of that?
No, definitely. So somewhere around, I think, the turn of the campus kind of moving and knowing that football was going to be becoming a part of the institution, and what that was going to do for us demographically, kind of students we would then attract.
Right.
I think my mind, just working in residential life, like working with students, my mind began to think about, okay, what are some of the resources, what are the support that's going to be needed for those students as they come in? And so we initially just kind of started with a group of students that were coming together. They had questions, and from that, I think the opportunity, I saw this as a potential feature to be able to have a department that would actually help to facilitate that both kind of outside of the classroom, but as well in the classroom space. And so, Multicultural Affairs kind of became the birthing, of that. And now the focus really, like for our department, is to make sure that we are providing a space where students belong. And I think the worst thing that can happen is a student to come on campus and they don't feel like this is home. They're here more than they are home. So, so essentially we seek to create spaces and opportunities for our students to connect, to learn about one another, to learn about other cultures, what that looks like. So as we do that, we believe we have the opportunity to kind of walk hand in hand and to hopefully become a model and really a demonstration of what we feel like our city can learn from. What happens, here in our campus and in our community, and then our students can take that into their jobs, into their workforce. So that's what we try to accomplish.
I love it. So what kind of activities, events, or whatever do you have going on for the students to help with all of these?
Right, so it is very different. So this, I want to show you this. I think this is kind of this is the focal point.
Okay.
We say that everything happens around the table.
Yeah.
So we host something called a seat at the table, which really is an opportunity for us to come together and talk. And our philosophy is that there's always space at the table. It just takes us, one, providing invitation, and then providing a space. You can always squeeze somebody else in. And so
who are you inviting to that? Just students or people in your department, or
anyone, faculty, staff? We have conversations that are open really to anyone on campus. And when we have those conversations, the way it's set up is that, if you are invited to the table, then it means that you belong here. It means you have a voice in this space, and so we want to hear from them. So we utilize that to really kind of talk about topics that are happening kind of nationally, globally, or things specific to our community. And as we do that, it just creates great opportunities and moments for us to connect, to hear from each other. This table is kind of a staple for actually events that we host outside of here. It's just kind of a symbol that we recognize and will always know that there's always space at the table for someone.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, are there other full-time employees in this department, or is it students who work in here?
Students. So we have student leaders that are a part of this team. Some volunteer, others are kind of scholarship. And so that is a big step. We're still continuing to kind of work towards that. We would like this to become an opportunity where students know that they can be a part of not only supporting the institution, but also picking up skills that will be useful at any job. I think if you are working in a diverse work environment, then you're going to need this skill. And so they get opportunities to really kind of cultivate that now. And so, I am the only full-time staff member currently. We do have a grad assistant that works with us, and she's great. And so we're also sad because she graduates in a little bit. But yeah, it's been an amazing journey. And actually, she was one of the original students that was a part of kind of this work.
Oh, so she got to see it happen.
She got to see it happen.
Cool. Yeah. Now, reason none of them are here, because this is an academic environment, they're in class. So they might show up, and we'll see how that plays out. Now, you mentioned earlier there's something going on Friday.
Yes.
What's that?
So Friday we kick off our events for Black History Month.
Okay.
We just wrapped up our MLK celebration, and we felt it was extremely effective.
Can you tell us real quick what you did for that?
Yeah. So for that, we made it very experiential, and so we actually, on the incoming into the chapel, we segregated our community.
Wow.
And we used that opportunity as really one to kind of highlight the fact that sometimes I think we are not aware of what we have received as a result of what has already been done. And so in celebrating Dr. King, understanding his life and his work, we are able to walk down the road. We are in this community, and we don't give thought to, I'm getting ready to walk into this chapel and worship, and the person next to me is of a different race. We don't think through that process. But what would it look like or feel like to walk into a building and know, hey, I can't sit next to my roommate?
Because that was very real at one point.
Exactly. And so we kind of created that opportunity and then talked through that and guided our community through that. We had a few speakers that came in and just shared their perspective, one being a local Lakeland native. I think he's been in Lakeland for about 60-something years. And so it was great to hear his perspective. He talked about everything from living in segregated schools and communities to then integration and what that looked like. And so it was great to kind of connect those pieces. And then we marched together, just kind of reflecting on the March on Washington and some of the different things that Dr. King partook of.
Did you do that on campus?
We did that on campus. And so along that walk, we just kind of highlighted different facts and provided visuals to continue to help us to understand that we have come a long way, but it's still work and it still requires our engagement. And so through that walk, at the end of that, we had prayer walls set up. And so we took the time as a community to pray together, to pray for our faculty, our staff, our leadership, our community, and then writing down prayers that we would want to pray for our nation and then for the SEU community.
Wow.
So
that's incredible. And then obviously leads us right into what you have coming up.
Yeah, so we then lead into Black History Month, kind of being the next staple for us here, and also working with, we have a conference that happens during this month. And so we will start out highlighting Black women that have contributed to science is actually kind of the focus that the students believe that we should highlight at this time. And so Hues of Beauty, the tagline is, it's the honest story. And so we want to make sure that what we're presenting is not just the contribution, but the reality that existed. And we think it's important for the honest story to be presented because then we're able to make, I think, just great decisions moving forward because we're looking at the whole and the entirety of what has happened, what has been done, what can we do now, and how we move forward.
And you said students chose who you're focusing on?
Yeah, they chose
they have total ownership of it.
100%.
That's great.
It really is. This to me and for them, I think in this department, it's helping them to understand the way in which you get those experiences. You have to learn. I tell my students all the time. I say, hey, your child learns to walk because they know what it's like to fall. Which means they also have to know what it's like to get back up. They also have to understand what does that feel like if it's painful. And so having all of those things, it adds to your experience. So they get the experience to kind of do all of that.
That's great.
I'm just here to guide them and
So you're looking for alumni.
Yes.
Who would be interested in being a part of these types of events, sharing their experiences with you, coming back to campus?
100%.
Okay.
Looking for
We need
alumni, and I think that you said it, we need alumni. I think that is a space right now when I look at this current generation and we talk about, well, what are they receiving and what are they missing? You know, the millennial concepts that we deal with now, I think one aspect that is missing is they don't have the experience. They have a lot of questions and they're in the middle of the journey. And so I think when alumni come back who have, man, you have 20, 30 years, you have sat here, you've lived in the same place, walked the same sidewalks, lived in the same residence halls, but then you can talk about like, what you've experienced kind of after graduation and beginning to chase after dreams and plans and what was great and what was difficult, you know, and talking those things through. I think those become very tangible moments for our students to be able to connect to. And then I think it also helps them to know that, man, like I see a man, I see a woman, I see someone that's been where I've been, and they're doing it. I can do this.
It's different hearing about it.
Correct.
And then actually seeing that person and talking to them and hearing that story. We need you guys, because it's going to impact students all over the place. So, anything else you can think of that we need to know? Or
man,
you gave us a great overview.
Hey, I hope, thanks.
Yeah. So, over here we got some nice couches and chairs. Can students just come and kind of hang out?
Yeah, so the space is open. Pretty much in the morning times, you know, if there's a meeting time, we kind of post that and let the students know. But this space is for them. They can come out, hang in here, they do homework, they'll just come and relax, they watch TV. We do movie nights. It really is a space that's open for them and anyone else on campus. The academic offices will use this for, the Oracle uses it, so the English department. There's a class that's actually hosted in here on Wednesdays. So the idea was we need to become very multi-purpose, and our space needs to be able to facilitate people. So,
well, thank you so much, sir. Alumni, you can reach right out to Ray directly. Go through our office. We'll get you in touch. But let's help this guy out. He's got a great program going, and let's just help it grow and grow and grow. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.